Alright, RocSports, I'm back with another video. As you can tell by the title, this is me, a message to Howie Roseman. Howie, don't mess it up. Let's get right into it. So, Senior Bowl this week, Howie Roseman, Nick Sirianni is in Mobile, as they should be. But, and I love that. And I am a Howie Roseman fan, man. But this is one of the biggest off seasons for the Eagles, most important, pivotal off season for the Eagles that you can remember in a long time, man. For real, for real. And Howie Roseman, we need you, baby. We need you. For real, for real. Eagles Nation, we need you, Howie. We need you. Don't mess this up. Don't get too greedy. Don't let your pride get too, don't let it get in the way. None of that. Don't mess this up. Consult with with Nick Sirianni and all of the position coaches, and don't mess this up, man. Let me go get my hat. I'll be right back. All right. So, like I said, they had Senior Bowl this week, as they should be. But let's just get right into it, man. Howie Roseman. I'm a fan of Howie Roseman. I know a lot of Eagles fans are not, but me, I am. I like how aggressive he is, similar to the Rams and their organization. He's a big reason why we won the Super Bowl, but people want to, ignore that. All of the moves that he made and signings that he made that offseason, we had some contributors from that 2017 draft, man. Like we had pieces. We had really good pieces, and when you look at even after the Super Bowl, like what Sidney Jones and them was supposed to be, and it just didn't pan out. For whatever reason, it just didn't pan out. But those wasn't bad picks in my opinion. The bad picks are the J.J. Arcega-Whiteside over DK Metcalfs, and obviously the most notable, most recent. I can name a couple more, but y'all know, Eagles fans know. But the most recent and the one that hurts the most for me is the Jalenreagor over Justin Jefferson. But I was one to believe that Jalenreagor, in terms of fit at that time, was what the Eagles needed. But I was wrong, just like Howie was wrong. But Eagles fans failed to admit that even when Jalenreagor was drafted, we tried to justify why he was drafted, and we backed Howie behind that. But because of Jalenreagor's play, because of Jalenreagor pretty much can't play, and to see how special Justin Jefferson is, it just makes it that much worse. You know what I mean? Then when you look at J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, he's a couple of pounds away from being a tight end. And what I mean by that is, he don't even play unless he's blocking, really, So, being a blocking tight end. So, that was a disaster. When you look at DK Metcalf, So, but this is a very important offseason. I'm making this video because I'm speaking for me, obviously, and I'm speaking for some Eagles fans that's on this train with me. I want to keep Jalenhurts. I believe that he earned his spot. He earned to be the franchise quarterback from what he showed this past year. Yes, obviously he struggled. Yes, obviously he has to improve. But what young quarterback doesn't have to improve? What quarterback period doesn't have to improve? What player period doesn't have to improve? Jalenhurts got better and better as the year went on. He played hurt in the playoff game. He played terrible in the playoff game. I get that. But at the same time, nobody had the Eagles making the playoffs. Nobody. So, in my opinion, Jalenhurts earned their right to at least get one more year. And you can argue that this is with all of the assets that they have to go acquire another quarterback, it's not going to always be like this, and that's true. But at the same time, I'm willing to let's try to just build everything around Jalenhurts and really see what he can do, really see if he can flourish. So the Eagles have money for free agency, and we have a lot of draft capital, and it's a lot of chatter, man, as it always is when it comes to Philly sports. But I don't want them to ruin Jalenhurts' psyche, man. Obviously, I do believe, and I'm a Carson Wentz fan still. I'm not ashamed to say that. Wentz is my guy. But I do believe that Jalenhurts is more mentally tougher than Wentz. But at the same time, don't put him through what Wentz had to go through. The constant chatter about, is he the franchise guy, or should the Eagles move on, or, should they draft another quarterback? The number one thing that I don't want the Eagles to do this offseason is draft a young quarterback. That's just me. I don't want to see them draft a young quarterback. If Jalenhurts isn't our quarterback, if it's not, let me rephrase it. If it's not Russell Wilson or Aaron Rodgers or Deshaun Watson, I want Jalenhurts. Period. So let's talk about them first round picks real quick. If we keep all of those picks, Howie, I'm talking to you. Obviously, you can never know what players are going to pan out or not. It's so much that goes into that. So much. And I'm going to do a lot more videos as we leading up to the draft of who I like and, things of that nature. There's so many ways that we can go. But if it was a perfect scenario for me, I would want us to go in no particular order. Just depends on how the board is shaking out. Linebacker, corner, right guard to replace Brandon Brooks. Salute to Brandon Brooks, man. That's a Philly legend, man. Couldn't have won the Super Bowl without you. Right guard, and then possibly safety and pass rusher, man. Obviously pass rusher. So yeah, if I want those first three picks, if we keep them all to be that. If we was to trade one of those picks, if it's not for a quarterback, I only want it for a pass rusher or a receiver, a bona fide receiver, like a Calvin Ridley. If we can go get Calvin Ridley, you can argue that that's too much. A first round pick is too much for Calvin Ridley. But at the same time, I'm one to believe that when you look at, again, this goes back to your history. When you look at Howie Roseman history in terms of drafting, is he really going to draft a player that can have more of an immediate impact and be a better player than Calvin Ridley right now, whether we trade a second round pick for him or a first round pick for him? You know what I mean? I feel very comfortable in saying that Calvin Ridley will still be able to contribute, just if not more, just as much as that rookie. So I wouldn't rule out trading for a safety, a bona fide safety, or as well as a receiver. But so we have to draft smart, man. Obviously, this has to be Howie Roseman's best draft. Has to be. He has to nail everything that we have in our favor going into this offseason. Again, in terms of money and all of this draft capital and the players that's already locked up. We have to nail this offseason. We have to. So in terms of free agency, so let's pull up a couple of notable free agents that I would like the Eagles to go after. So in terms of if we don't trade for a receiver, and I'm okay with that if we don't. I'm not all for I'm not all for that. But free agency is why I would love to sign a receiver. So from DJ Chark, in no order. Excuse me, in no order. DJ Chark, Allen Robinson, Devontae Adams. I know that's a long shot, but Devontae Adams. I'm missing somebody. Christian Kirk. It's so Chris Godwin, but I know he's hurt. It's so many good free agents. That's why I'm pretty much going with this. And receiver, we have to get one of them. Any of them, we have to get one of them. To pair with devontasmith and Quez Watkins. I'm one that's over the Jalenreagor train, man. Trade him for whatever that we can get for him. The dude is just not good at nothing. So yeah, we have to hit with that. Safety. If we can get Marcus Williams, man, I would love to get Marcus Williams. If we can get Marcus Williams, that'd be huge for this defense. As well as obviously drafting a young linebacker. That'd be so huge if we can get Marcus Williams. Very underrated safety. Very underrated playmaking safety too. The Eagles one thing about the Eagles is that we have to get some playmakers on the defensive side of the ball. Yes, we have Slay, but we need some real playmakers in the secondary, some ball hawks. And Marcus Williams, in my opinion, would show up a lot of that on that back end. And I'm a Rodney McLeod fan, but obviously he's older and he was coming off an injury, so I would like to have him back if he's okay with a backup role and just his leadership and all of that. I would like to have him back, but we need some game changers back there for sure. Pass rush though. Pass rush is the biggest priority for me. Pass rushing and linebacker is the biggest priority for me. I love Josh Sweat. I'm over Derek Barnett. Brandon Graham, I love him too, but obviously the contract, so you know, and he's coming off another injury, a terrible injury, but I would love to still keep him because we still have money. But I'm over Derek Barnett. We can trade Derek Barnett, JJ Arcega-Whiteside, and Jalenreagor this offseason, and Andre Dillard. Oh man, that's wishful thinking, but it's possible. Because my favorite thing about Howie Roseman is his trading. He's very aggressive, and yeah, he's that dude when it comes to trades. I can't think of too many GMs that's better other than, like I said, the Rams organization, and you know. But we have to nail linebacker and we have to nail the pass rusher this season. Preferably for me that edge, because I think that we're okay with even Fletcher Cox going into another year. I know he's older, but Javon Hargrave, a Pro Bowler, I'm comfortable in him. Milton Williams is only going to get better. And then you can sign another veteran or even draft another in the later rounds, another, you know, inside guy, DT. But that edge, man, we got to show up that edge. We need a game changer on that edge. Josh Sweat is a very solid piece. Very good. He's good. But I'm talking about one of them dudes on that edge for sure. So linebacker and defensive end, huge for me. #1 priorities. And then I would say right guard. I seen a lot of people having the Eagles going in running backs, and we was just the #1 rushing team. Why do y'all so concerned about running backs? We're gonna be able to run the ball, like, you know, without whether we draft or don't pick up a big name. Between Miles Sanders and Kenny Gainwell, and you add on Boston Scott, we bring him back, or Jordan Howard, we're gonna be able to run the ball. We'll be fine in that aspect. But we have to get another tight end. And right guard and receiver. So if we can do all of those things, we have the money and the draft capital to do any and everything we want. But we have to nail this offseason. Howie Roseman, please give Jalenhurts one more chance, unless it's for one of those 3 dudes I named. I don't want no other young quarterback or any other quarterback in this league, really. I love Jalenhurts. He's a true leader. Howie Roseman, it's a big offseason for you, and we dependent on you. This is RocSports. I'm checking out. All of my boxing, NFL, and NBA fans, like, share, and subscribe, man. Keep coming back. I'm going to be dropping more content.